Hi everyone, welcome back. Today for class you may find it helpful to have a strap and a block handy. We're going to be focusing today's class on our throat chakra or Vissudha Chakra. The element associated with Vissudha Chakra is space. This is our ability to be able to create vibration and resonance with our voice, and also to be able to hear sounds. Now, Vissudha Chakra allows us to be able to communicate freely, to be able to communicate the truth, our needs, our wants, and our sense of creativity as well. Within the Ashtanga system, Vissudha comes up in a couple places. One, typically there's a opening and closing chant that happens. So we'll start today's class with a Om and end with an Om as well to practice opening up our Vissudha Chakra. Vissudha is also a place where we find a bandha, Jalandhara bandha. So Jalandhara bandha happens with a slight tuck of the chin. When we tuck the chin, we end up lengthening the back of our neck, creating a little bit more space in our cervical spine and allowing our head, the crown chakra, to start to radiate upwards. So let's start in just an easy cross-legged position. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just start to ground down, engaging in the bandhas, feeling that root lock first, then engaging our core and slightly tucking our chin, creating a container for practice. You may start to deepen your breath, engaging with Ujjayi breathing. I encourage you to let the sound of your breath carry you through class today. We'll begin with chanting Om. We'll take a breath together and then we'll breathe in one more time for Om. So big breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale for Om. When you feel ready, we'll make our way to our hands and to our knees. Starting with some gentle cat-cow, dropping the belly, inhaling, lifting the head and the pelvis. Exhaling, rounding the back, dropping the head. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Inhale, spinal extension. Exhale, spinal flexion. Continue in this way with your own breath, your own movement. Eventually coming back to neutral spine, and then exhaling, dropping down to your belly, hands next to your low ribs. You can rest the forehead on the ground. Then pressing into the feet and the top of your hips. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, release. Pressing into the feet so strongly that the knees lift up. Low back, chest, Neck last to rise. Inhale. Exhale. Let it go. One more time. Inhale for cobra. Exhale. Release down. This time, inhale back through tabletop. Maybe you widen your knees, push back into child's pose. This is a great moment to invite in an intention for class. For Vissudha Chakra, maybe you invite in the intention, I hear and speak the truth. The end of your exhale, roll back through tabletop, tuck your toes, lift your hips to the sky, come into downward facing dog. You can pedal out your feet, start to find your balance, your sense of center, taking any organic movements that you need. Eventually finding a place of stillness and reconnecting with your breath. One more breath here. The end of the exhale, walk your feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, fold. Maybe you grab opposite elbows and just hang here for a moment. Knees can be bent more than you think that you need, resting your torso on your thighs, dropping your head, releasing the back of the neck. And slowly, one vertebrae at a time, start to ragdoll your way back up to a standing position, head being the last to rise. We'll come into Samasthiti, so toes together, heels apart, or feet can be hip width distance, whatever's more comfortable. Hands facing forward. We'll start with Surya Namaskara A, Sun A. Inhale, hands up, palms press. Exhale, forward fold, hands flat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, back to Chaturanga, low plank. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We're here for a count of 5. 2. Remember, as we move through practice, you're always welcome to take variations, cat-cow, cobra, child's pose. Call that 4. And 5. Walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, arms above, palms press. Exhale, Samasthiti. Again, inhale, arms up, palms press. Exhale, forward fold, hands flat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, walk, jump, step back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 1. 2. Heels working their way to the floor, finding a line of energy from the back of the calves up through the sacrum. 3. And feeling the energy from the palm of your hands up through the spine to the sacrum. Equal point of energy. 4. Slight tuck of the chin so the eyes are towards the navel. 5. Walk your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, arms above, palms press. Exhale, hands through heart center, Samasthiti. One more time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, looking forward. Exhale, downward dog. 1. 2. If your mind starts to wander, bring it back to the sound of the breath. 3. 4. Focusing on the quality of your breathing. 4. 5. Feet come to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, arms above, palms press. Exhale, hands through heart center, Samasthiti. Go through Sun B. Drop your hips, lift your arms for Utkatasana chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Palms flat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rotate your left foot in, step with your right foot, rise for warrior 1. Exhale, back down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rotate your right foot in, step your left foot, rise for a breath, warrior 1. Exhale, back down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 1. Starting to warm up the body, creating movement through the serpentine spine. 2. 3. Letting the breath guide your movement, guide your flow. 4. 5. Step back to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Drop your hips, lift your hands, Utkatasana. Exhale, hands through heart center, Samasthiti. We'll do Sun B one more time. Drop your hips, lift your hands, Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold, hands flat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rotate the left foot, step the right foot forward, rise for warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Rotate the right foot, step the left. Inhale, rise for warrior 1. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. 1. 2. 3. Maybe the corners of your mouth lift up as we smile. 4, 5. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Drop your hips, lift your hands. Utkatasana. Exhale, Samasthiti. You'll step your feet apart. Exhale, fold. Peace fingers to big toes or hands on the shin. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. 1. Creating a connection with the torso to the thighs, maybe a bend in the knees. 2. Dropping the crown of the head to the floor, slight tuck of the chin. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, move into Padahastasana, so hands under the feet, or hands can come on top. Dropping your head. 1. 2. You'll notice that even with the chin tuck, I'm still able to speak. My voice is clear. 3. So it's not such a tuck that we start to create constriction in the throat. 4. 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hands to the waist. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samasthiti. Now we'll step out long. We'll start with our right foot, so right toes facing the top of the mat, arms to the horizon, legs straight. You can rotate your hips towards the right, so bringing the left pelvic bone forward. Then exhale, either hands to shin, hands to a block on the outside of your foot, or peace fingers to big toes, rotating through the spine, eyes towards the left hand. Call that 2. 3, Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. 4, and 5. Rise. Rotate your feet to the other side of the mat. Left toes facing forward this time. Right foot with about a 45-degree angle. Arms to the horizon. Rotating your right foot forward. Then fold on an exhale. Either hands to shin, block, peace fingers to big toes. 1. 2. Equal weight through the feet. Energy coming from the top and the bottom, hand opening out through the chest. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale your way back up, rotating the feet. This time we're going to come into a revolved triangle. So like a windmill, left hand comes to either a block on the outside of the foot, your shin, or hand flat. Right arm in the sky. 1. Or Avrita Trikonasana, revolved triangle. 2. Rotation largely coming through the thorax, neck being the last to turn. 3, 4, and 5. Come up like a windmill, rotating your right hand now to the outside of the left foot, left arm to the sky. 1, 2. Even in a twist, our breath is long and deep, engaged with Ujjayi. 3, 4, and 5. Unwind, untwist, come back to the top of the mat, Samasthiti. We'll do that again, stepping wide on our mat, a little bit wider this time. We'll start with the right side, bending into the right knee, rotation of the left foot in. We'll come into a side angle pose. So right hand can either be on your knee, once again a block to the outside or to the floor. Left arm at an angle up to the sky. Call that 2. Long line of energy through the left side of our body. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, come up. Go to the other side, bending deeply into the left knee. Knee tracking over ankle. Hand to the outside of the foot or elbow on the knee. Right arm, wide angle to the side. 1. Long line of energy through the right side of our body. 2, 3. Fingers together. 4, and 5. Come up. I'm going to do a twisted variation of wide angle. So bending into the right knee, left foot rotates in. Come in hands to prayer position. And we're going to hook our left elbow over the right knee. It's a great place to start. 1, maybe your left hand starts to straighten on the outside of the knee, right hand coming to the sky. 2, wherever you land, either on the floor or on a block, make sure your hand is flat. 3, 4, 5. Inhale, rise. We'll come to the other side, bending into the left knee. Hands to prayer position at the heart, and then hooking the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. 1. Maybe you start to straighten your arms like wings. 2. I emphasize hands flat. That's a bandha in itself. 3. Trying to create stability and groundedness through our practice. 4, 5. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back to the top of the mat. Samasthiti. Again, we'll step wide, coming into a wide angle forward fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Hands flat, Prasarita Padottanasana. Dropping your head, tucking your chin, crown of the head reaching towards the floor. 1. Feeling the 3 points of contact with our feet, big toe mound, small toe mound, and heel. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to waist. Inhale, rise all the way up. Hands stay here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Bringing the edges of the scapula together, engaging the back body, elbows to the sky. 1, 2, creating length and space in our cervical spine. 3, 4, 5. Inhale all the way up. Exhale here. Inhale, arms out to the side. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back. Maybe you fist bump yourself or grab opposite elbows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. 1, 2. Pressing either the palms or the fists of the hands together. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, look up, arms out to the side. Exhale, forward fold. This time, grab big toes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. D variation. 1. Staying connected with your breath. Feeling how through each of these variations, the energy may change a little bit. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to waist. Inhale, rise. Exhale, Samasthiti. One more time, stepping wide. This time, a fairly short stance. Right toes are going to face forward. Hands either in prayer position behind the back. Maybe you fist bump, or maybe you clasp opposite elbows. Inhale, look up. Exhale, folding over the right foot. 1. Dropping the crown of the head. 2. 3 for pyramid pose, Parsvottanasana. 4. And 5. Inhale, rise, rotating your feet. Exhaling, other side. 1. Folding over your left foot for pyramid. 2. 3. 4. Bring the left hip back, right hip forward. 5. Inhale, rise. Exhale, rotating your feet back to the top of the mat, Samasthiti. We're going to come to seated through a vinyasa. Inhale, arms up, palms press. Exhale, forward fold, hands flat. Inhale, look up. Exhale, down to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, looking forward. Exhale, downward dog. Let's stay here for a breath. We're going to come in through seated. If you can float through, go ahead. Otherwise, walk your feet to the top of the mat, crossing your ankles and coming into a crouching position. Move your hands back behind you, pressing firmly into your hands. Lift, straighten your legs, and lower. Dandasana, hands press, similar to Samasthiti, now only seated. 1. 2. Great place to play with the bandhas, to play with the breath, lifting the pelvic floor, tucking the navel, slight tuck of the chin. 3, creating length through the back body. 4, 5. Inhale, think tall. Exhale, peace fingers to big toes, or maybe they land on the shin. Look up. Exhale, forward fold, Paschimottanasana. 1. 2. Always an option to bend the knees. 3. 4. 5. Inhale, look up. Grab a deeper fold, maybe the sides of your feet, maybe further down on your shins. Exhale, fold. 1. If your knees are bent, see what it feels like to start to wiggle your hip bones back a little bit farther in space. 2. How can you create more fullness of the breath? 3. 4. And 5. Exhale, unwind. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, press into your palms, maybe you lift. Exhale, we're coming back into that same sort of staff pose. This time place your hands a little bit farther behind your hips. Inhale, pressing your hips up to the sky, reverse tabletop. Maybe you straighten your legs. 1. Purvottanasana. 2. Letting the front of your throat shine to the sky. 3. That's too much on your neck. You're always welcome to lift it and look at your toes. 4. 5. Release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift. Lower. We're going to come in through a vinyasa, rolling over your ankles. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Once again, we're going to come in through seating, either jumping through or lifting and floating. From here, we'll come into Janu Sirsasana A. Right foot folds in, foot next to thigh. Inhale, find length. Exhale, fold, grabbing shin or foot. 1. 2. In the seated tree, you're always welcome to bend your knee. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Same thing, other side. Seated tree on the left. Left foot comes to thigh. Inhale, think tall. Exhale, forward fold. 1. 2. So-called head to knee pose. Maybe the head touches, maybe it doesn't. 3. 4. And 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Plant your palms. Plant your hands, lift, lower. We'll come through a vinyasa. Exhaling to chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. Once again, come through seating. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift and lower. We're going to move through Marichyasana C. We're going to go into the twisting side of Marichyasana. So bend your right knee in, plant your foot, reach your left arm around your right knee. Right hand comes behind you, looking over the right shoulder. 1. This is option 1. 2. Option 2 is to grab a strap and bind over the right leg. 3. Option 4, maybe you don't need the strap and your hands bind. 5. Unwind, cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Same thing other side, planting the left foot, knee to the sky, wrapping the right arm around the left foot. Left hand comes behind the back, looking over the left shoulder. 1. Maybe you grab a strap and go for the bind. 2. 3. 4. Maintaining the quality of your breath. 5. Unwind. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. We're going to come into a D variation. So if you can come into lotus, great. If not, just tuck that left foot behind or beside the hip. Right foot comes over the knee. And we're going to twist over to the right. Looking over the right shoulder. 1. Really thinking about a tall spine. 2. 3. Full breath. Head and neck being the last to turn. 5. Unwind. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Same thing other side. So either right foot comes into lotus or foot near the hip, twisting over to the left. Left hand planting behind you, looking over your left shoulder. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Unwind, look forward, cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. We'll move through a vinyasa. Maybe it's cat-cow this time. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Come back in through seating. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift and lower. I'm going to move into boat or navasana. So lifting your feet, lifting your hands. 1. Bringing a smile to the face. 2. Finding length through the spine, through the back of the neck. 3. 4. And 5. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Again, Navasana, boat pose. 1. We'll do this 3 times. 2. Maybe you find a little shakiness. Welcome it in. 3. 4. 5. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. Navasana, last time. 1. I always find it helpful for Navasana thinking about drawing everything into the midline. 2. 3, that engages the core. 3. 4. 5. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. We'll move through a vinyasa. Exhaling to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, opening up the front. Exhale, downward dog. This time we'll move through seated again. Same story, plant your palms, lift, lower. We're going to come into Kormasana, variation of Kormasana or tortoise. So bend your knees, taking your feet to about the edge of the mat. Now, variation 1, you can just grab your outside of the legs with your arms staying here. It's a great variation for 1. Maybe your arms come underneath your legs. 2, folding forward. Or maybe your arms start to venture behind you. 3, if your arms are behind you, make sure that you're not putting too much pressure on your elbows. 4, maybe your legs slowly start to straighten over time. 5, wherever you are, unwind, come out, cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower. I'm going to come into Baddha Konasana next. Feet together, knees apart, butterfly, like opening a book, bringing the soles of your feet up to the sky, thinking tall. 1, we'll remain upright for a count of 5 and then fold. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now folding, pressing your elbows into the inside of your thighs. 1, 2, head making its way towards the feet. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up, cross your ankles, plant your palms, lift, lower, roll back through, chaturanga on an exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll jump through, hands come behind you, lift and lower. This time, take your feet out wide for a wide-legged forward fold. Upavishta Konasana. Exhale, fold forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, come up. Be aware of your space. You're going to roll back to your back, keeping your legs wide. You can either be on your back, keeping your legs wide. Maybe you support your thighs. It's a great place to stay. 1. Or maybe feet come up behind your head. Hands grabbing toes or shins. 2. For Sapta Konasana, sleeping wide angle. 3. And when we're in upside down positions like this, it's important to protect the neck, not looking to the right or to the left. 4. And 5. Vertebrae by vertebrae, roll down. Keeping your knees bent in, maybe you grab the outside of your feet for a happy baby. One, two, three, four, and five. Release. Stretch out long. And then have your strap handy. You're going to bend your right knee in. Maybe you loop a strap around your foot. If you don't have a strap, maybe you grab the big toe or the back of the calf or thigh. So right foot towards the sky. One. Head and neck coming up, energetically reaching towards it. Two. Three. Four. And five. You can drop your head, taking that foot out to the right side. One. If keeping it straight is uncomfortable, you can always bend your knee. Two. Three. Four. And five. Come back in through center. Inhale, lift a little bit more. Exhale, release. Keep the knee tucked in towards the chest. One, stay here. Two, three. The left foot staying active, flexing the foot, allowing it to be your anchor. Four, and five. Release. We'll do the same sequence on the other side. So strap around the left foot. Begin to straighten it. Otherwise, peace fingers to big toes or hands to the back of the shin or calf. One, two, both feet very active here. Three, four, and five. You can release your head. Left foot comes out to the side, either keeping it straight or maybe you bend it. One, two, making sure the right hip is staying anchored to the ground. Three, four, and five. Come back in through center. Lift a little bit more just for a breath. Exhale, bending the right knee, hugging it into the chest. One, two, three, four, and five. Release. This time, bring both knees up, feet flat on the ground. We're going to come into a series of Urdhva Dhanurasana, some bridge poses. So option one is to bring a block, setting it beneath your sacrum for a more restorative version. Option two, we just keep our hips lifted, hands either to the outside of the mat or clasping underneath. Three, walking the heads of the shoulder blades back behind you. Four, making sure that you can still breathe. You should still be able to talk if you needed to. Five, release vertebrae by vertebrae. Again, we'll inhale our hips up to the sky. Once again, remember your variations. 2. Maybe this time you bend at your elbows, creating a prop for your hips to rest on your hands. 3. Without collapsing, but still engaging the glutes. 4. Lifting up through the top of the pelvis. 5. Release. Remember, any of those variations is nice to do a third time. If you'd like to come into full wheel, plant your palms back behind your ears. Inhale, lift your hips. Exhale, press up. 1. 2. Finding length through the whole front side of the body. 3. 4. And 5. Releasing, coming down to your head, and then vertebrae by vertebrae, unwinding. Taking a moment, maybe your knees come together. 1. Just noticing sensations through your body. 2. And 3. Being aware of the space around you, we're going to come into shoulder stands and eventually plow pose. Make sure you have space on your mat. You can place your hands underneath your sacrum, feet towards the sky for legs up the wall, which is a great place to stay. 1. Or you can come up to shoulder stand, tucking the heads of the shoulders underneath them. 2. Remember, this is shoulder stand, not neck stand, so you still should be able to breathe, have openness in the neck. 3. 4. Stay here for a count of 8. 5. 6. 7. And 8. Now halasana, plow pose, feet come behind you, maybe toes touch on the ground, arms can grasp the edge of the mat. 1. If not, the feet can always come up. I recommend grabbing onto your thighs or your pelvis just for stability. 2. 3. 4. 5. If your legs are up the wall, you can bend your knees, coming into a ball position. If you're in halasana, bend your knees. Maybe knees come around the ears, the temples, the sides of the head. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, with care, coming back down to our back. You can straighten your feet out in front of you. Once again, you can bring your hips underneath your sacrum. This time, pressing into your elbows, lifting your chest, rolling onto the top of your head. Matsyasana, a variation of fish. 1. 2. Letting Vissudha shine. 3. 4, 5. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you start to lift the legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale, release. Come into a ball position. Just start to rock and roll up and down your spine. Do this a few times until you eventually find yourself back into a seated position. From here, you can either be in an easy cross-legged position. Maybe you take a half lotus, right leg first. Maybe you take a full lotus. Then grabbing for opposite elbows, left first, then right, and fold. 1, creating a seal for your practice. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll stay here till 8, allowing things to slow down. 6, 7, 8. Inhale, rise. Hands to Gyan Mudra. First finger and thumbs touching. Hands resting on your knees. Tall through the spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll prepare to Om here, so inhale fully. Exhale, let it all go. Inhale for Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Unwind. Uncross your legs. Extend out long on your mat for Shavasana. Final resting pose. Allowing yourself to settle into the perfect position for you today. Meeting yourself where you're at. Maybe doing a body scan starting from the top of the head, down the eyes, the ears, nose, mouth, and throat, across the collarbones and chest, on the arms, to the hands and the fingertips, down the chest, torso, and abdomen, to your waist and hips, groin, thighs, lower legs, feet and toes. Allowing yourself to feel the energy, the vibration, the truth that you created in your body today. Knowing that this place always exists for you to come back to. Giving yourself a moment of gratitude for taking the time to show up on your mat today. Rest here for as long as you need. And until the next we meet, the light in me honors the light and love in you. Namaste.